Hello, my name's Angel Albanese. I'm here today at our library here in Clark with Megan Kolochik, who's our director, and I'd like to introduce her.
Hi, my name is Megan Kachelik, and I am the library director, and I've been here for 8 years. We're going to do a quick tour and show you all the different services we offer at the library.
Let's get started.
Okay, let's go. So when you first come in, you're going to see the circulation desk behind you. That's where most people come to the library to check out items from. And behind us is our information desk, which can help you with computer passes, information, access for databases, digital downloads, and all kinds of things like that. How about we walk over to the circulation desk, and I'm going to show you one of our new initiatives, which is called the Library of Things. So basically, it's different items that you can check out to see if you would like to buy them, or if you're just say you're going to go out and go metal detecting one weekend because you want to try to find historical items or coins. If you're having your electricity is too high, you can determine what items in your house are charging the most with this little portable watt meter. We also have pickleball, ukuleles, and this was all a donation by the Friends. And any Clark resident can take out 2 items, and we will be adding more items. So instead of buying, why don't you check out from the library and save some money?
In addition to, so you've just added these other items.
Yes.
We've had for some time now quite a few other items that can be borrowed.
Yes.
Why don't you just list out some of those, including the hotspots that you can borrow if you're going away and you need that.
We also have iPads that you could take on a drive with the kids. We have Chromebooks in case you need to do some extra work at home and your laptop goes down, or you're thinking about getting a Chromebook. We also have the hotspots. We have telescopes. We also have over, I think the count's about 8 or 9 museum passes, and we just purchased the 9/11 museum pass if you'd like to go visit that in New York City.
And are all the passes donated by the Friends of the Library?
Yes, all the passes are donated by the Friends of the Library.
Yes, the Friends of the Library are very integral to the library, right?
Yes.
And they help the different librarians buy things for programs. They fund various programs.
Yes.
And in addition, the fantastic library museum passes, where you can borrow them, take them out just like you would take out a book or anything that you take out from the library, and go on an excursion with your family, with your friends.
And they also have a jewelry sale every Saturday, the first Saturday of the month now. They have book sales throughout the year and other fundraisers. So yes, they do a lot for the library and a lot for the township with all the hard work they do.
And I just want to say, in addition to the information desk, our circulation desk can also help you to find things here that you're looking for. And they're very friendly, and we're very proud of them.
Yes, we are. This is Margaret. She might be one of the people you run into. She's super helpful. So, all right, now we're going to go over to the information desk.
Okay.
Besides just books and we also offer 3 or 4 different types of content, from books to audio. We also do lots and lots of programs. So one of our big things is the library is a third community space. So it's a place you can come study, you can book a meeting room, you can use our Wi-Fi. You're allowed to just come in and hang out. We encourage everybody to stop by. The information desk also offers lots and lots of programs. We've started crafting programs. We have sewing programs now. That's recently new. We also have a poster printer. If you're looking to print posters, we have a 3D printer as well.
You know, if you're doing some research, you know, a lot of people think, I can Google that. Why do I have to go to the library? There are many databases that are available here at the library. One of them that comes to mind is the Ancestry database that the librarians can help you with if you want to do research about your family. Other things are different types of research. If you're an entrepreneur in town and you want to gather information, or you're thinking about going into a certain business, you can talk to the librarians and they will help you research that information.
Yes. Also, we have consumer reports online as well if you're looking to buy from a car to a dishwasher. But yes, we have lots and lots of databases. So we also have chef cooking classes too now online as well. So we have a lot of information and free items to access at the library.
We're here in the children's department.
Yes.
And we're going to take a look at some of the things that are here. A lot of people think there's only books available for children. There's many other items. And today we're here with Deidre, our children's librarian. And she's going to tell us a little bit about all the fun stuff that's here. And
So-
she does.
Yeah. So we have a lot of activities for kids at the library, but if you want to just come here and hang out besides books, we have puzzles that can be played with, Duplos, blocks, we have a train table, we have, sure, we have computers that they can use, iPads, so we have 2 iPads, 2 computers with Chromebooks that kids like to play games on online. This is an AWE station, and this has preloaded games for all ages of elementary school and preschool. And then the puzzle table is here. Sometimes kids like to even come and do their homework here. We have coloring pages that we put out. This is the Duplo table, which is also a train table. You just pull the Duplo panels off, and then it has a train thing under there. We keep the train behind the desk, so anytime anyone wants to use it, they can just come and ask us, and then they can use the train table. But the dinosaurs are really a highlight for many kids. I mean, these have been here for years, but there are so many kids who love to just come and even play with the dinosaurs. So we do get new dinosaurs every once in a while, but some of them have been here for years and years, like this guy.
Yeah, I donated some of those.
These are this one has
Your
been
kids
here
grow out of dinosaurs. We can use some donations
for
here.
at least 10 years. I've worked here 10 years. This has been here that whole time. Some of them get disappear. These are some new donations that we have. These are really fun ones. It's big squishy ones. Anyway, we have DVDs still. I know a lot of people are streaming things now, but we do have DVDs, and we have books that we put on display here for different holidays. Or April is Poetry Month, which is ending today, but we have some poetry books on display there. And then we also create these things called book bundles, and we have some on display here, but we normally always keep them up there because there isn't really a holiday that's going on right now. Easter just ended, so we took the Easter away and put some book bundles there. So if you are interested in dinosaurs, there's a dinosaur book bundle, and it's a quick, easy grab and go thing. Like, oh, my kid loves pirates, here's a pirate book bundle. And you can just, if you don't have a lot of time, you can just grab one of those bundles. They're usually picture books that adults read to the children.
What I think is always amazing, kids like books, and sometimes they have one favorite one. So I used to always take out so many books, and you can take out 15 books for your child when they come in a shop, or I would bring a shopping bag home, and then I'd display all of them at home. And sure enough, they'd like to read the same one every night. But I just think that's a great asset to the community, because when you're young, you can, maybe there's just it's a more narrow range that will please all little ones, right? Is that true? And then as you get older, when the kids get older, they start to specialize, like you said, then they want all dinosaur books.
Yeah.
Or
I think that is true. Kids sometimes fixate on a topic, but you mentioning the reading the same book over and over, it made me think of something else that I wanted to talk about, which is for little ones. We have a program that we do. It's called 1000 Books Before Kindergarten. And all you do, you register and you keep track of the number of books you read. And if it's the same book over and over, that doesn't matter. It's just reading 1,000 books. You could read the same book 100 times and count it. You don't have to read 1,000 different books. And at every 100 books your little one listens to, really, they're not reading on their own usually yet. You can start when they're a baby. And they get a little rubber ducky at every 100 books. And then at the end, they get a special certificate and a button that we make with our button maker. That is something that we have and we pull out for special events. We just had Maker's Day or Maker's Night the other day, and we let kids create their own buttons.
Which reminds me, And you mentioned like all the assets that are here, but you're really the asset because you do so many programs with kids.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about
try.
some of the programs for the different ages because I think that's really exciting.
Okay.
A lot of different things going on at the library than people recollect when they were growing up. More involved with the librarians, and it's not really a quiet space, as you can imagine. With all these things here, there's a lot of noise going on, and that's what we want. We want people to come here, have fun, and use all these assets. But tell us about some of the programs.
And everything is free. I always like to mention. So, for example, just tomorrow we're having an annual program that we always do. It's called Paint a Pot, Plant a Flower, and we like to do it in advance of Mother's Day if a child would like to give it to their mom. But we have a flower in a pot. They can decorate their pot, plant the flower, and then they have it to take and keep home. We do that every year, and like pumpkin painting we do every year. Gingerbread house making, those are some smaller ones. We also like to have bigger events. Animal programs are also very popular. We'll be having the penguin this fall. So our real live penguin comes to visit the library, and that's always a lot of fun. This summer we're having a bubble show, we're having a glow party, we're having an animal program with some reptiles. Those are always a big hit anytime we bring the animals in. And most of the time, you don't get to pet the penguin, but most of the time there's at least one animal that you get to pet. Just in the February, an annual event we have is called Take Your Child to the Library Day. And we had an animal program there, and they got to pet this big giant Angora bunny. It was so soft and fuzzy. It was great. So we have a lot of programs like that, and we have monthly
What about
programs.
little ones or
yes,
moms?
that's what I was just going
Okay,
to say.
very good.
Tinker Tots is a program that we have every month, and it's a little science-based program for preschoolers and toddlers where they can learn, experience and experiment with like basic science things for appropriate for their age group. In February, I did one with Black History Month, and we had stations set up to highlight a different invention that was created by an African American. So you might not have known the stethoscope was one of them. So I had stethoscopes for the kids to try out and listen. And then I had, we made those phones, like with a can, but you use a cup and a string, and they actually worked. And the kids got to just, put the string through the cup and try it out and listen, and they could see that this really does work. We rolled out Play-Doh because the rolling pin and the biscuit cutter were both invented by two different African Americans, so they got to use like sensory and fine motor skills. So that's something that we do with the little kids. We also have story time 3 times a week for babies to preschoolers, and then sometimes we have evening story time for the family. Oh, we're having a special Meet a Police Officer later this month where the Clark Police Department is going to come over. We'll read some books, they'll answer questions, show off their equipment. And last time they came, they got to ride around in the back of the big open air truck, and the kids got a real kick out of that. So we have Lego Club every month. It's just, there's so many things that we do. Little Scientist is an elementary program. It's kind of like Tinker Tots, but for older kids, where they get to try different science experiments and things like that.
So I know you're always telling me, register for the programs, because a lot of these programs, especially with the animals, try to register in advance.
Yeah.
Don't just show up, because you might be
Right.
disappointed for some of those really busy programs.
Right, because there is a space limit for, the fire department. With the animal programs, they do tend to get very crowded. And we have, like magicians every once in a while, too. That's another big hit. We had a magician last summer that was one of our highest attended programs. It really surprised me that was even higher than some of the animal programs we've had, which are very popular.
Well, thank you so much.
Great.
Great talking to you, Deidre, about all the wonderful programs here.
Yeah.
Thank
Come
you.
and see us.
Megan, we're on the second floor of the library. This is the new addition that was added in the early part of this century. and it's had a real facelift up here in terms of what's going on. I see all new furniture here, got new tables, a beautiful seating area where people can work, and then also our study carrels.
Yeah.
So tell us, and of course the new floor. So tell us about what's going on up here
So
in an area. How is it used?
So this area is used as a quiet area. So the area we're in right now is supposed to stay quiet so people can study, do work, do business. You could even just come read your book up here. So we also have charging stations everywhere now too for everybody because so many people have portable devices, and we just try to keep this area up here quiet. Not all of the library's quiet all the time, but we like to have a designated area. So, and the furniture was graciously purchased by the township and the library board, and we also put in new flooring last year on the second floor. So we've definitely had a modern uplift of the library. So it feels much more airy and cleaner, and we have all these beautiful windows on the second floor.
It's very beautiful. And people can bring their computers. As you said, you can plug in your computers, you can charge your phone while you're here, charge your equipment, and get your work done. Because a lot of people in the community need to get away to a quiet place. And as you said, this is our quiet place.
Yes.
And also on this floor, we have meeting rooms too, as well. Talk about those.
We have 2 small meeting rooms that can be booked with your library card, and you can do that up to 10 hours per week, and up to 4 people can be in the room. So whether you're studying for high school, or you're studying for a college exam, or your doctor who's studying for their board examinations, you can book those rooms. You could just book it to, I need a quiet place on the second floor, and I need to make a phone call too. So.
I know I met someone here a while back and conducted an interview. Fortunately,
Yes.
it was a successful interview with an individual, but there's a lot of different things that people can do in those rooms.
Besides all the other great programs and items we offer as well. So.
And also on this floor, we have a whole area where we have near the elevator all kinds of magazines, hard copy magazines.
Hard copy magazines. Yes.
But tell us about, in addition to all these different hard copies, I don't know how many subscriptions you have. It looks like I could see about 30 or 40 over there. But tell us about how else would people access magazines?
So another way is online, and another great way is we joined a consortium called Stella. Last year, we joined in 2023, and last year we transitioned to a new catalog. So that catalog gives you access to 1.8 million items, including digital magazines and magazines at 43 other libraries. So say we don't have the magazine, you could go to another library and check it out there.
So when you go on to look for something, you will see all the different collections that are available of books, etc., as Megan said. So now we have the largest collection in the state of New Jersey, and maybe beyond, that's available to you. So when you go online, which you can do 24/7, you can access all these materials. How many?
1.8 million items.
1.8 million items are available
Yes.
to shop and look for, and you just check off what you want, and it'll get delivered to our library.
But say you work in another town, say you work in East Brunswick, but you live in Clark, and you're like, oh, I want to stop at that library, you could return your items and pick up items up there. So it's a really great convenience. We also have an app. It's called the Stella app, and you just need your library card to access that as well, 24/7. So.
And also, you're very active with Stella. Tell us about your position there.
I'm the executive board president of Stella, so I work with the executive director at Stella with board members on running the consortium, all of our different policies, and working together with the other libraries is what I am constantly doing on a monthly basis.
And being a part of Stella, now we have other electronic subscriptions that are available. For example, Hoopla.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about
if
that.
you love audiobooks, Hoopla is your place to go because you don't have to wait. Libby's great too, but Libby has a longer wait, and Hoopla has comics and books, and it's instantaneous with Hoopla.
And magazines too.
And magazines as well.
So
Yes.
if you want a certain magazine, You want to look, maybe
Yeah.
you're decorating, you're doing something, you want to look up something historical, look up articles for a research paper. You can go online and get
Yeah.
those as well. That's
And-
fantastic.
and it's-
what about paper subscriptions?
Paper subscriptions. You
Newspaper.
mean newspapers? We still have
Those-
newspapers downstairs in the behind information that you can read in the nice, beautiful windows behind you on the new furniture. We have Home News Tribune, we have Wall Street Journal, we have New York Times, we have a whole, like, we have probably about 5 or 6. There's quite a few
Hard
down
copy
there.
that you
Hard
can
copy
drop
that you
by
can
and
drive by and read.
Check out.
And we have the Star Ledger online and on an iPad as well. 'Cause
That's
they're
fantastic.
so yes.
Excellent.
So, thank you.
So Megan, we've talked about all the great programs here. I guess the first thing people want to know about is how to sign up for a library card and then how to register for all the great programs.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about that.
That's a great question. So you can come in person and sign up for a library card. You can also sign up online for a library card and we will mail it to your house if you can't get here because you're away or on vacation. We also, for programs, this is our monthly calendar. So we send out an email blast, but we also print out a paper copy. So that is what our calendar looks like. So to sign up for events, you can either call, come in person, or do it online at clarklibrary.org, and then you want to go to events. So we have so much going on every month. So please visit us and come and enjoy our programs in our beautiful library.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.